Oh my god, weather is so nice today. We got BMW, and better BMW. I should probably film another video with that car because I'm starting to really enjoy that car. But yeah, so modern car enthusiasts hate that car and that car, right? And then they'll probably glaze the fuck out of this car. Today, we're just gonna go out for a little drive and I'm gonna talk about why I hate car enthusiasts. And I'm embarrassed to be one. I have a good feeling about today. My feet are smooth as a baby's. So I was talking to my cousin about the current state of the car community the other day, and we both agreed that the car community nowadays is really just a bunch of insecure, toxic people, right? You know, it just seems like no matter what kind of car you have, what kind of car you enjoy, and what kind of car you're into, there's gonna be another group of car enthusiasts that are just gonna shit on you for having poor taste. My brakes are so shit. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay, let me give you an example with the brakes, okay? I don't know how to work on cars. I'm just gonna be honest, right? The only thing I've done to this car with my own hands is switch out the diesel valve. And that's supposed to be like a 20-minute job, right? And that took me 2 hours to change the fucking diesel valve, bro. If you know how to work on an E46, you know what I'm talking about. So, you know, like, I don't think I'll ever really be a guy who works on his own car. Like, I'd love to do that, but it just stresses me out, and if anything, I'm gonna do something stupid and probably get myself killed. And there's a big group of car people online who will probably listen. Wow, that's a cool SUV. But as I was saying, whoa, what the fuck is that? Is that a... It's like a limo. Yeah, I'm getting distracted way too easily. Okay, but as I was saying, there's a lot of people online who have this opinion that if you don't know how to work on your own cars, if you don't wrench, then you are not a genuine car guy. And going off of that point, there's just a lot of different types of car guys, right? There's the people who like to turbo their cars and make it go real fast in a straight line. And then there's other people who don't really care about all that stuff and they just like to go fast around a corner. And it's this weird thing where these people who like to take their car around corners fast, they have this superiority complex, and they're super judgmental about the people who like going fast in a straight line, and they say those aren't real drivers. You know, I'm fucking Lewis Hamilton. And in terms of people who are into like building their engines and going fast in straight lines, they're those people who say like the B58 is better than the S58 or some shit like that, right? And they're just talking about like, why spend the money on an M4 when you can get a 340i and tune it and go faster with less money, which is a fucking dumbass argument because that's not what makes an M car special, right? Like, M cars are about the suspension dynamics and the handling, not necessarily the straight line speed. Oh my god, my brakes are so bad right now, dude. Wait, what is that car doing? What's going on? And going off of that, there's people who... Oh, that is so nice. Woo! And going off of that, there's other people who say every single new car sucks. And old cars are better because new cars are now all insulated and they're quiet and muted and blah, 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 blah. If you're a real driver, you should get an old car with hydraulic steering and less sound insulation and fucking whatever. Everyone has a different idea on what a performance car should be and just what cars should be in general. Some people think they should just be fast in a straight line. Other people think they need to be the best track car. Or other people think that you need to understand the engineering behind it. And it's just this dumb thing where it's just everyone Okay, be careful out there, lady. Oh my God. I guess today's a good day to be out driving, man. There's a lot of cool cars out here. I hate to be that guy who just complains about people on the internet, but it's just this weird thing where everyone has this superiority complex where their idea of what is correct is the objective truth about reality. Anyone who has a different opinion about cars is objectively inferior or worse than them as a car enthusiast. And I think because of that dynamic, I don't really want to associate myself with other car enthusiasts, if I'm being real with you, you know? Some fat-headed enthusiast might look at this car and say, oh my God, this guy knows what he's doing, you know? He's got a 2005 E46 ZHP. He's got hydraulic steering with a naturally aspirated engine, a manual gearbox, and no parking sensors. You know, he knows what he's doing, right? But if we're just talking objectively, this car isn't the best at anything it does. It's not the best at luxury. It's not the best in steering feel. It's not the best in the gearbox or engine or chassis dynamics. It doesn't have a limited slip differential. I just like the fucking car. Oh lordy lord, why are you swerving into my lane? Don't scare me like that. I guess my point is, yes, this is an old car. It gives you an analog experience, and it's got hydraulic steering, and there is something to be said about less technology interrupting the experience, right? But it's just not the best car in any metric, even for its price point, you know? Like this car doesn't have a limited slip differential. I want to get one, so if you want to help me out, like and subscribe. Okay, but I don't really know what I was trying to say, to be honest. I lost my train of thought, but my point is, I think when it really comes down to it, when you're making a decision in a car, people have different criteria. You know, it's just some people value comfort more than other things. Other people value the raw experience for some reason. Some people value just how sporty it is and how fast it can go around corners. And there's nothing wrong with any one of those things, realistically. I don't think anyone has any business in telling other people how to spend their own money. At the end of the day, a car is just a fucking car. If you want to be financially savvy, get either a Toyota Prius, a Honda Odyssey, or a Honda Civic, right? Anything more than that is a fucking waste of money. I'm just being objective here. But beyond those things, I just think it's fucking stupid to be arguing about dumb shit. Even in terms of people who prefer the manual gearbox, yet those manual people talk about how you should not be slipping the clutch so much, and you gotta, you know, if you're just trying to get rolling, you shouldn't rev past 2,000 RPM, and there's all these fucking unspoken rules about how you should even drive a manual transmission in order to be a manual transmission driver. Otherwise, you're fucking wasting money and burning up your clutch. But it's like, dude, you bought a fucking manual to enjoy driving. Drive it the way you want to. If the way you enjoy driving is dumping the clutch at 3,000 RPM all the time, do it. You might as well drive the car the way you want to drive it and enjoy the 30,000 miles you get on a clutch, then drive 100,000 miles on an original clutch and not enjoy it. Why are people peer pressuring other people to think and behave the way they do? The car community is supposed to be just about liking cars, right? That's the one thing we all have in common. We just like cars. So why fuck Teslas? You know what? The one car that we can all shit on together are Teslas, and that's it. Think about it this way, right? If we were all into the exact same type of cars, that would just drive up the prices of those cars even more. So maybe you should just be grateful that people don't like the same cars as you. You know, look at what's happening with the Honda S2000s. I've always wanted a Honda S2000, but now you can't get one. They're too expensive. I don't know if you can tell, but I have pretty bad ADHD, so I'm not really good at talking in a linear fashion, if that makes any sense. You know, I tend to go off on tangents a lot, which pisses my girlfriend off. And oh my god, you beautiful thing. What a cutie. I guess the point I'm trying to make here is your taste in cars doesn't make you cool or superior to other people. You know, like, stop using cars to compensate for your lack of personality. See, look at that Honda S2000. That is beautiful. Absolutely clapped. Well, yeah, anyways, since I'm just venting out my feelings to you guys, I wanted maybe some opinions on what I should do with this car, because here's the little pickle I'm in, right? I already overpaid for this car when I got it, and there's a lot of things I want to do to this car, right? I want to put a limited slip differential on it, which is like $3 grand, and I can't install that shit myself, so with labor it's probably like $5 grand. And I want to get Coney yellows and some wheels, and if I just add all those things up, it'll probably be like $10,000 in modifications, which doesn't make sense. Yeah, but that would be $10,000 in modifications on a car that's not an M3. If I ever sold this car, I would not be getting any of that money back. I definitely want other experiences in my life, and there's a lot of other cars that I want, right? And so I just don't know how to financially plan for my future, because, like, on one hand, I just want to make this car my very own and put my little touches to it. But on the other hand, it just seems like a waste of money. So yeah, I don't know. I'd appreciate some opinions in the comments, or just let me know if you agree with what I said in the video.